And we're live. What's going on, everybody? It is episode 5, El Cinco de Drinko of Horny Gnome Booze Cruise. I am, of course, the Horny Gnome, and welcome to the shit show. I am just getting going on TikTok. It has been a crazy, wild couple of days. I've had kind of a weird start to my new year. I went out and we were supposed to go, unfortunately, to a funeral up in Iowa, in Dubuque, Iowa, and one of my girlfriend's family tested positive for COVID, so we didn't want to go up and spread it around and whatever, and so we decided to opt out of that. But it made for, I had 3 days of vacation off, and I was going to take all those, and I just didn't have the heart to do it. So we ended up I took Monday off just to get some stuff done that I'd been needing to get done, and took old Martin Luther King Day off, and it is what it is. Now we're back at work and back rolling, and I'm hoping for a better start to this new year. It's kind of been a rough one to start so far, but I'm hoping to just keep rolling with this new stuff and keep rolling and trying to move the podcasts and everything. So I'm excited. Like I said, it is episode 5, so it is obviously not May 5th. It is January 18th, but it is Cinco de Drinko, Cinco being number 5, and I've got some Mexican style lagers to start us off with. So I'm going to start on this new one, and we'll get into the first beer. The first beer is going to be Taco Mesa right here. I'm going to pull up for you guys at home watching. There's a nice little close-up of that can. Taco Mesa is what I'm getting ready to pour out now. It's from Nebraska Brewing Company. And let's check this one out. So Nebraska Brewing Company is out of I want to say Omaha, Nebraska, but I'm going to say that, and then it's going to be Papillion. La Vista. See, I was pretty close. Nebraska Brewing Company came around. I want to say they started in 2007, and they started out as like a home brew thing, in the guy's basement or whatever, basement garage, and now they really are one of the leading ones in the state for craft beer and everything like that. So I'm really excited anytime that I'm able to get any of this Nebraska Brewing Company stuff out this way. Part-time nerd in the stream. What's going on? How are you? I'm good, buddy. So this is that Taco Mesa all poured out, guys. As you can see, it's pretty crystal clear. You can see through it pretty decent. It's got a real small white head that dissipated pretty quick. You get the malt, but you also get some like lime and like salt kind of smell right out the get-go. But you get that nice lager kind of malt smell right away. So let's dive into this one. Damn, that's good. I really, really enjoy Mexican lagers. As far as it's not like by far my favorite style of beer out there or anything like that, but it is definitely one of my favorites. Before I really got into craft beer, I really was like a Corona guy. I liked Corona for my like everyday drinker kind of stuff. And I still like when I'm forced to drink stuff that's, domestic, semi-domestic in bars and stuff like that, I will 9 out of 10 times choose Corona over like a Bud Light or a Busch Light or something like that. If I have a choice. But this is excellent. This has a little bit of a lime flavor that's kind of built into that, and a little bit of salt flavor too. So you really get like that Corona with a lime in it, kind of throughout this beer. It's nice. It's light. It's really crisp. It quenches a thirst really good. Um, and the malt profile is really, really nice too. Fancy Francis hopping in here with the looking horny. I do. Thank you very much. I got my Banana Rams shirt on. Banana Rams is a totally rad local bar that they do a great job of bringing in kegs and having craft beer on tap in a small town, like a town of, I want to say, Hordeville, Nebraska has like a population of 200, maybe 300. And a kid that I went to school with, he was a little bit younger than me, took a couple of years and renovated this whole bar space out between a couple businesses. So it's pretty large. And he has a stage and does local shows and brings in music all the time. And like I said, he brings in craft beer from all over. And he's really doing an excellent job. And they stay nice and busy. You know, small town farming community. They obviously come in there and stuff like that too. But it's still like a young, I don't want to say young and hip because that's not how I want to portray this, but it really is. Like, it's like a 21-year-old kid that's going in there for the first time having a beer will have just as good of a time as some 70-year-old farmer, you know what I mean, or whatever. It's a great place to go. So I always rep their stuff. They're a great local place. So that's a Banana Rams bar in Hordeville, Nebraska. So if you're ever out this way in Nebraska, definitely stop in and see them. They're a really, really cool bar and great for craft beer, especially around this area. So what's everybody doing? How's everybody weekend? This weekend I kind of took it a little bit easy. I did spend a good amount of time changing some stuff in the bar up. The back area was kind of full of just storage and stuff like that, and it's still kind of about half full of storage right now. But I did start moving over, and I got a whole little workspace area moved over and opened up so I can start doing some leather work. Anvil Scribe hopping on the TikTok. What's up, bro? Yeah, I kind of been thinking about doing another hobby for a while, and I really wanted to get into leather working. And so I kind of had mentioned it and talked to my family about it and stuff, that would be like the next thing. At one point I had a woodworking business for a couple of years and was really big on making like high-end cornhole boards. And I did that for a while and until my shop burned down. I guess it's probably been about 6 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe. Maybe it's not even been that long. Wow. It might not have been. We'll say 3.5 now, if I think about it. But my shop burnt down with all that woodworking stuff and everything like that. And so I was pretty lucky to I had some people chip in and get me some more woodworking tools. And that way I can kind of start doing that again if I want to. But I kind of expressed an interest in doing leather work. So I just kind of, over Christmas break or during Christmas, my mom went out and got me a huge kit from a buddy that had stopped doing leather work. And so I got all kinds of belt blanks and I got a bunch of pieces of like imported really hard leather to try doing some tooling and stuff like that on, and a little bit of everything, a bunch of stamps and a bunch of different tools. And I'm kind of like building my tools up and stuff like that as I go. But I'm pretty excited about it. And, I've just been kind of messing around and doing some designs and stuff like that. I might do a couple of TikTok lives or something like that where I kind of show you what I've been working on and that kind of thing. So it'd be kind of cool to see that a little bit more. It's a completely different medium than I'm used to working on. Wood's kind of like here and gone, where this really has a lot of give and you really have to work it to make it work for you and stuff. It's kind of a different thing than I'm used to, but so far it's been fun learning a new skill and following a bunch of new people that do leatherworking on YouTube and all that stuff. And so it's been a fun little journey so far. So in case anybody's wondering and they just hopped in here, I'm drinking Taco Vesa Mexican style lager. It's from Nebraska Brewing Company out of La Vista, Nebraska. It's a super great Mexican lager. I've got about, a quarter of it left. Super tasty. I say super all the damn time. I don't need to stop. But it's really good. I really enjoy it. Nebraska Brewing Company also does that Cardinal Pale Ale that I did, I think, in the last episode. That was also very good. And that's kind of their staple. That Cardinal Pale Ale is kind of like their flagship. They kind of got their brewery off the ground. And usually you'll see that kind of thing, especially in smaller breweries. It's usually a homebrew guy that really wants to do something, but then he finds one beer and he knocks one beer out of the park, wins a couple of awards or whatever. And that's usually what gives them a little boost or whatever to go out and start doing homebrew or, go from homebrew to brewery. I've been asked a million times about homebrew and whether I want to and that kind of thing. It's not something I necessarily want to do. Number one, home brewing and brewing in general is like the top of doing dishes. Like you have to scrub everything down and sanitize and whatever. And you could ask my girlfriend now, the last thing that I want to do ever is the dishes. So I don't think that I'm going to be doing homebrew stuff at any time. I think it'd be cool to collaborate with the brewery or something eventually down the line to make something when my name is associated with it, when I get a little bit bigger following or something. I think that'd be really fun to do. However, me, myself, I'll never try homebrew. It's not a hobby that I want to pick up. Sip Club Jack, what's up? How are you, buddy, man? I haven't talked to you forever either. So let me finish this one off and I'll grab into the second one here. Tasty. Man, that's such a good beer. That's not the first time I had this beer. I bought it one other time and I really, really enjoyed it. And here, I'm going to pop up this picture of the can art in TikTok. I will show you guys. I love this can art on here too. So this Taco Vesa can art has kind of like this Indian, Aztec kind of vibe to it. Native American, I should say, vibe to it. And I just really fucking dig it. I think it's super cool. I think the font's really cool. I think they did a really good job on that one. Also, that being said, Nebraska, although we're in the middle of the country, we actually have a really big Hispanic population. We have a bunch, we're the beef state, so we have a bunch of meat packing plants and stuff like that. And so a lot of times on like the borders when people come in and stuff like that, there's huge billboards for, say, Grand Island, Nebraska or whatever, or Lexington, Nebraska, which is two of the biggest meat packing plants in the state. And so you'll see people that just crossed over and then like see those like signs in Texas and they come up and check those out. And so we have a huge population, especially in like that Grand Island. Schuyler has a big Hispanic population and stuff. So we really luck out. We get authentic Mexican tacos and things like that. And a lot of authentic Mexican restaurants, which is one of my favorite things about living in Nebraska, is we have a bunch of diversity in the state. And so you get a little bit of everything. We have a large Sudanese and Somalian population too. So like when I used to work in Grand Island, this has been a few years ago, I was able to eat like goat and things like that, which is super, super cool because it's something I wouldn't have ever tried before. And I think it all tastes good. I mean, it's something different. So Jack Beam is drinking a blueberry homebrew. Nice. That sounds awesome. I like I said, I've tried a few people's homebrews and stuff like that. There's a couple of guys around here that homebrew that have like pretty sophisticated setups in their house. So they'll have like 2 or 3 on tap, and they do like single barrel of each or whatever. And I think that would be really, really cool to be like in a club or something where we get to try that kind of stuff. But I don't necessarily want to be the guy that homebrews. It's just, like I said, it's a hobby that I don't feel like I want to pick up. I'm going to leave the brewing to the breweries and all that stuff, and I'll enjoy the spoils of all their hard work. I'll help out here and there, but I don't see myself ever home brewing myself. Part-time Nerd jumped in here, and we need a bar tour. I'm probably not going to show one on the podcast, but I will do an updated bar tour, and it'll be on my TikTok in the coming weeks. Over this last little break, I finished up my ceiling in the bar, and I kind of blocked off my like attic area, and I opened up that back area for all of my leatherworking stuff, and that's opened up. So I've kind of moved stuff around. I got my podcast, a new podcast table. That's something we didn't talk about. Philly Perk in the house. What's going on? I got a new podcast table and new podcast chairs today too, and so I'm a little bit more comfortable doing this week, and I'm pretty excited about that. So let's crack into the second beer. This second beer we got going is Chala or Chele, or I don't know. I think it's Chala. It's from Highway 14 Brewing. I am going to put up a picture of it. If you're watching on any of my social medias, you can see what the can art is. They don't have any. This is like our basic can art that kind of happens. The chemist is in the TikTok. What's up? How's it going? Glitter Panda, what's going on, Sari? How are you? So I'm just pouring out this Chala from Highway 14 Brewing. This is a pale Mexican style lager. I'm pretty excited to try this one out. As you know, Highway 14 is kind of like a beer sponsor kind of thing. They hook us up with beers to review and stuff like that. I've got big news on their front. So they are just a small town microbrewery in Albion, Nebraska. And they are now growing and putting a tap room in Columbus, Nebraska at, I want to say it's the Shadow Acres area, but there's like this bar and grill that's up there, and they're going to be putting their own tap room in that. So they'll be in 2 locations, which I think is very, very cool for a small microbrewery in Nebraska to be, doing so well that they can branch out like that. I think that is really, really cool, and something different for them. So let's get a little bit on the nose here. This Chala is a pale style Mexican lager. This has a lot less malt on the nose than that Taco Vesa did. I'm smelling a lot more corn in this. So the little rundown is it's a south of the border beer made with a mix of flaked corn and Vienna malt. I can definitely see that. It says you want to put your toes in the water and ass on the sand. It is a 4.4% IBU, 18 IBU. It has a 3.59 out of 5 rating on Untapped. I forgot that Taco Vesa Untapped, I think, is 3.5. So we're in the same ballpark here. All right, here we go. First taste. Ooh. So this has got something going on that I'm not sure if I like. So this is a light beer also, yeah. Jack, sorry. But this has something in it. And normally I'll have to say, I really enjoy Highway 14 beers. This one just has like a weird twang in it that I'm not sure what I'm getting. I don't know if it's coming from the corn or if it's coming from something else, because I'm getting kind of an odd smell too. Almost like an old bread kind of smell. I wonder if I just got I don't know, it's not skunky though. And I would assume if I got a bad one, I would assume it's like skunky. But this isn't necessarily skunky. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's just got a weird thing to it. It's not necessarily enough to turn me off from the beer. I think the beer is a solid beer. I like the lager backbone that it has to it. I wish it had a little bit more malt to it. I wish that Vienna malt kind of came through a little bit stronger. It doesn't have any of that salt lime kind of pleasure that Taco Vesa had. That Taco Vesa was also a lot lighter than this. This I can see where it constitutes being a pale. A pale. This was just canned December 2nd, so it's not expired. I don't think that's what it is at all. I think that something in the corn or something in that malt bill is playing tricks on my senses, and it's making for like a weird sense that I'm not necessarily pulling. I mean, it's definitely drinkable. I'm not going to say it's not drinkable. I mean, say if I was going to put a score on it, I'd probably put it something in like a 6.5. In my opinion, if I score anything out of 5 is, in my opinion, that's where you stop as far as being able to drink a full glass or can of it. Anything below a 5 is undrinkable. There is various versions of undrinkable in that in that realm, but in my opinion, anything below a 5 is undrinkable. As far as a full can or full bottle of it, anything below a 5 is undrinkable. A 5 is where my benchmark is. Above a 5 is drinkable. This is like a 6.5 maybe. Anything from Highway 14 is minimum 7.5. My co-host, Unlikely Role Models, is hopping in here. That's my co-host Kyle. I agree with him normally. I think that this is normally knocks it out of the box. Oh, Billy's in here. What's up, Billy? From Another Reason to Drink. How are you, sir? Yeah, this Highway 14 Chala. I'm gonna stick with my 6.5. I wish it was better. I really do. I love Greg and everything that they do over at Highway 14. I think that they're on the right track with a lot of their stuff. I'm just saying this one personally, it's not doing it for me. It's at 6.5. 6.5. William, I am great, buddy. We are in the middle of a live little podcast. We're just reviewing some beers, having a good time. It's been a good day. So I'm gonna continue to drink this one. I definitely can drink a full can of this. This is nothing to where I'm not gonna. It doesn't turn me off from the brewery. It doesn't anything like that. I think this style has a particular malt bill or something like that that's just kind of throwing some weird stuff at my senses, and I'm just not. It's not jiving all the way with me, but I do think it's good. I don't think it's bad by any means, and I think somebody that adds sriracha to it is what Kyle says. Now, that being said, I definitely could drink this in like a bloody beer, and I think it'd be fantastic. Bloody beer is where you just add Bloody Mary mix to a beer. You don't add a ton, you just add like a little bit, it'd be the equivalent of like 2 shots or something like that. And then boom, you're into a bloody beer. I think that would work fantastic with this. That masks a couple of little things. I think that would do a better job. I think that would do better Sip Club Jack says, you think because you had a better one before. Oh, you think because I had a better beer before that I'm a little bit, that this one's taken to an extent. I will agree with that. I definitely will agree that because I started with the Taco Vesa and I really enjoy that Taco Vesa, that this might be a little bit of a letdown compared to that Taco Vesa. I do agree with that. However, the hints that I'm getting off of it through the nose and through taste is enough to knock it down for me, even as a starter beer. So something would have been off, in my opinion, to begin with. I don't think nothing's like brewed wrong. I don't think anything like that. I think that there's just something that my taste buds and my aroma smellers, or whatever you want to call it, what my sense of smell and my taste buds is off a little bit from whatever is going on in that malt bill, I think is what's going on. So this is another one that's crisp and refreshing, though. It would definitely be I'd probably rank it a point higher on a hot day because it is right in that realm. I don't know what it is about Mexican style lagers or Mexican style beers in general. They just hit so much better on a hot day. And that's not all beer. I will 100% be the first person that says that it is not all beer that does that. But Mexican style light beers like this, or like a pale ale, there's something better about lighter Mexican style lagers during hot weather compared to like what we are in now, like this fall, summer, spring crap that's going on where it's 50 something degrees in January. I don't know what's going on with the weather. I'm just glad I'm not in charge of it. I'll take it though. I'll take 50 degrees all day long. I get so sick of the cold so fast. Like I said, this isn't a bad beer. It's not going to be one that I seek out again. I will say that. It won't be like the top of my list of what I'm looking to get. William Marcelletta hops in here. This Billy from Another Reason to Drink. I'm drinking Chala. It's from a local microbrewery here. It's Highway 14 Brewing out of Albion, Nebraska. It's a 4.6 pale Mexican style lager. I do think that maybe that pale drop on it or whatever has a little bit more to do with that malt bill. But yeah, I'm not sure. You said that's you with Belgian wheat. I enjoy Belgian wheat. I think that's really I like Belgian beers. My biggest, say, turn off style of beer, whatever. As weird as it sounds, blondes are probably my least favorite. It's going to be between barley wines and blondes. I always feel like blondes don't have enough flavor. I feel like no matter what, no matter how hard you push, no matter what adjuncts you add and whatever, a blonde is always inferior to a lager or pilsner with those same adjuncts and that same style of beer. Blondes are just too light. Usually, I've had only certain blondes that I've actually in any way, shape, or form enjoyed. And then barley wines are one of those things where I feel like you have to be a barley wine person and to enjoy all the barley wines. I'm not that guy. I am not a barley wine guy. So it is what it is. I hit and miss for me for sure on barley wines, and it's usually a hard miss on blondes. And then followed in third is cream ales. I'll drink a brown ale all day long. Cream ales, 9 out of 10 times fall into that same category, in my opinion, as blondes do. I feel like they are usually flavorless. I feel like they're too far down. I don't know. Not a big thing, you know. I like blondes if they're on a nice tight figure and not trying to take my money. I don't like them in beer. So that's where I'm at with that. Okay, so this is the end of like the semi traditional style beers. I went with two Mexican style lagers, and then I had a weird one. And my weird one kind of comes with the story and stuff like that I'm going to share with you. But this weird one is not necessarily a beer. So the weird one that we're going to talk about is this one right here. And it's Thunder Punch. It's classified as a grape citrus punch. It is made by a brewery, but it's a weird one. Here's the close up of the can for everybody at home. Thunder Punch, real basic. There's that Thunderhead Brewing logo. So Thunderhead Brewing is out of Axtell, Nebraska. They make a bunch of beers, a bunch of different ones, and some I like, some I don't like. However, this is one of their number one selling things in the state. And it's not a beer, but it is also one of the things that is almost universally liked by male and female counterparts. They just started canning it this last year, and stores just sell out of it. It's kind of an odd thing. This is probably what a precursor to, in my opinion, like a canned cocktail or something. This would be in that cider kind of realm. Canned cocktail. I don't know. It's mixed drink kind of thing. But it's been out for a long time. So this Thunder Punch has been out for years that I can remember. This brewery put it out a long time ago. They started, putting it out. It is not a seltzer. So this is a punch. So I would assume that realistically, it's almost what you would consider a cocktail and a yes, princess approved, Billy. This is what you'd consider like a cocktail in a can. But they probably did it before others did it. As you can see, if you guys look, it is purple. It is straight ass purple. It's kind of like a gray purple for you guys listening at home when you're not watching the video. They make two versions of it. They make this grape version and they make a strawberry version. The strawberry version is garbage. But this one is, it's funky. So I'm gonna get into it. I'll kind of describe it for you guys, and then I'll tell you the story. Okay. So aroma wise, you get grape soda in the nose. Like you get straight up like Fanta or any of those other like popular brand like grape sodas in the nose. I think it's a weird thing because between like there's only grape medicine and grape soda that really has that flavor or that like aroma anyhow. So it kind of takes you back to being younger right away anyhow, just in aroma alone, right? But it's boozy. It's like it's 5.3%, I want to say. It's got a 3.81 Untappd score. So they're doing something right with it. I would not consider this a seltzer. However, it does taste like if you were to put a cross in between like if you were to put a cross between like a grape soda and like a grape flavored water that's carbonated, this is it. You could drink this all day long and just make terrible, bad decisions because it tastes so good and you're just going to keep drinking it or whatever. I would put this in that same realm as Not Your Father's Mountain Dew or Not Your Father's Root Beer and stuff, and orange soda, all those things. They were doing it way before all that was. Okay, so here's the thing with this stuff. So I made a decision one night that I needed a lot of this. 5.3%, I can handle it. No big deal, right? So we went out as a big group and we went out to go kind of party, and we hit up this town called Kearney, Nebraska. They have a tap room for Thunderhead in that town. We went over to a restaurant there, ate some food, and I probably polished off like a bucket of beer, like 6-pack of Bud Light or something like that. I was not into craft beer back then. I will say that. From there, we went over to Thunderhead, and we found out that you could buy pitchers of this Thunder Punch for, let's say, $6. It was some ungodly cheap price. And so we were buying pitchers of this 5.3% for like I said, I want to say it was $6. So we had between 3 guys, 2 girls, we had 4, I think, at the table or something like that. I drank an entire pitcher to myself. Then we came around and somebody couldn't finish their pitcher. They had 3/4 of a pitcher left. So I drank that pitcher, and then somehow I thought it was a good idea to order another one. We were getting ready to go to another bar, and this will show my decision-making skills. I had half a pitcher left. I smashed that half a pitcher, drank it all, and we walked across the street to the other bar. So with this foundation of this grape soda crap, I don't mean crap, but this grape soda drink or whatever, I proceeded to pile on tequila sunrises and whatever else you drink when you're like 21, 22 years old, right? Just being an idiot, and just kept piling on shots. I think I had a $50 or $60 bar tab at the one next door, at the bar that we went to after the fact. There was some hot bartender, and I just kept up. As soon as I would finish a drink, I would boom, go downstairs, order another drink, go back up. And like every 3 or 4 minutes, I was going downstairs. We were probably there for an hour. Then my sister called. She said she was at this other bar, so I went over there and hung out with her and her friend and had another 2 or 3 beers there. Anyhow, at the end of the night, all I remember is that my sister had a friend, and her name was Pepper, like Pepper Potts for Iron Man, because I want to say that Iron Man had probably just came out, or had been out for a little bit. But I had watched like the first season of Shameless right in that same period of time. So I think I called her Ginger about 50 times that night. And I was trying to be slick and like call her Ginger as I'm like sliding across the couch, trying to be fucking Joe Cool Smooth. Jesus. If I could go back and like just video that, it would be by far and by the most embarrassing like video of me by ridiculous standards. Me trying to pick up some girl named Pepper by calling her Ginger. You know, it was a spice. I just figured it was close. It was so damn bad. It was so rough. It is what it is. However, I can definitely equate all of that to this wonderful drink here for starting the party off with this Thunder Punch. It's so crazy. It's definitely a weird taste. It's a weird thing. It hits your palate just this side of grape cough medicine, right? Like it hits your palate smooth like a I don't know. It's got an odd thing to it. Part-time murder. You can't waste the beer. There's starving kids in Africa that drink that. I'm getting there. I had to tell the story, okay? Elstud says agree. Well, I don't know what to tell you guys. I think it's a great story, and this is a good beer. Not beer. Punch. It's considered a citrus punch. Oh, I'm getting the shades and everything over here. Sunglasses over on TikTok. I'm getting a little bit more love from TikTok than I am my boys over here. Kyle popping in here with, I am not a fan of Thunder Punch. They have other good drinks, but I'm not a fan of the famous one. And some people don't like that. If you don't like grape soda, you're gonna hate this fucking drink. If you don't like grape flavored like cough syrup, because it's kind of right in that same realm, you're not gonna like this. But if you want a nice little splash bag to your childhood, with this like grape soda ass weird thing, this is right where it's at. This reminds me of going to like a 15 and over dance club called PJ's back in the day that it's been shut down because they thought it was a great idea to have like a weird underage night at this dance club thing that we all used to go to. So we'd all pile in cars, late middle school, early high school, whatever, and we'd all drive over to this town and sneak drinks through they had the whole damn dance floor was all like netted off. So the kids could dance on the dance floor or whatever. And then beyond the nets, you could drink. Well, so they would just feed us shots through the net. We'd put money through, and then they would just bring us shots. And so we'd be like on the dance floor, just hammered doing shots. It was it was an adventure for sure. Brandon from Strikeout Beer hopping in here. What's up, buddy? How are you? I'm good. Kyle hopping in with their plain old root beer is the bomb. So that's right. They do. Thunderhead makes a root beer that is pretty fantastic. They make some weird stuff at Thunderhead. They definitely have like regular beers. They have like a jalapeno beer. They have, some other weird here and there stuff. But this is a thing that's made them kind of popular. It made this is probably their number one seller in this brewery, and it's not even a beer. It's a weird it's a weird grape soda kind of concoction. I don't know what else to call it. It's just Thunder Punch. It's Thunder Punch. Everybody in the state of Nebraska knows what it is, and they drink it. And some people do, some people don't. But it is it is what it is. Brandon hopping in here and being I'm about to hit the sack. Just want to say hi. Hey, thanks. I appreciate you hopping in here. So I'm pretty excited. We're just gonna do the 3 tonight. I've been kicking around the idea of taking the Horny Gnome Booze Cruise weekly. I'm not sure that I'm gonna do it yet, but it has been kicked around. If you guys would enjoy seeing Horny Gnome Booze Cruise weekly, I'd like you guys to reach out. Hit me up in any of the DMs and all of the different social medias that we're on: Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, any of those, and tell me that you want to see this weekly. I can make it work weekly, so if you guys want to see it weekly, I can definitely do that. As for other stuff, if you're watching right now on Twitch or YouTube or stuff like that, we are also out on the Partycast Network. I want to appreciate everybody on the Partycast Network. Partycast Network is a great group of podcasts and podcast creators that have created a great little web of some awesome shows. Strikeout Beer After Dark, Let's Do a Podcast, Just Be a Dad podcast, On and Off the Field, Grab Some Pine. There's a whole bunch in there. Different sports ones. There's beer ones. There's just about, if you like something, there's probably a podcast on there for you. And so I want you to visit the Partycast page on Facebook, Partycast Network, and go check them out. My other show, Unlikely Role Models, will be airing on Thursday. We air every other Thursday at 9:30 p.m. With me, my co-host Kyle, just Kyle. We've got a couple of beers to review. We've got a bunch of news stories to review, which we're super excited about. And then we cover some freaky facts. We're going to cover Alaska or Arizona, I think, this week, and weird state laws. That's kind of a new segment we've been doing. I'm pretty excited about that. And yeah, that's kind of what's going on there. And you get to see another view of our new podcast table. And beyond that, the next thing is if you guys follow me on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook or Anchor, if you guys are just listening to this, I want you guys to take a second and do me a favor and go over to my TikTok. My TikTok is Horny Gnome Bar, but it's spelled H0RNEE Gnome Bar, all one word. And I do beer reviews daily on there. So if you are hankering for a nice little beer review and you want to see something different, I do daily beer reviews over on TikTok. Horny Gnome Bar, spelled H0RNEE Gnome Bar, all one word, over there. Go give me a follow. The more people we can get over there, the bigger we can get all the rest of this stuff. So I have been the Horny Gnome. This has been the Horny Gnome Bar. And this has been Horny Gnome Booze Cruise. I love you all. Thank you for hanging out with me. Peace.